Hey, we're back. I'm sorry, folks, for the inconvenience. Hope you're back live with us. Our YouTube, we are on YouTube. Let's go to our card there on how to find us. I'm BKP, your host. Apologize. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. If you'd like to contact the show, it's 706 889-9700, 706-889-9700. And also, Chief, you can send an email, chief@fetchernews.com. You can follow us on Twitter @FetcherNews, @FYNTV. And just to let you know, you can go to our YouTube channel, and obviously that's where you would be watching, but FYNTV.com. We apologize, there is a streaming issue through the server this morning, but YouTube is streaming live. So you can go to find our YouTube channel, FYNTV, Fetch Your News, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and anytime we're live on there, you'll get an update that we have something broadcasting. Okay, so now, we just finished with the Congressman Doug Collins. Let me just go from here. I want to double check because I'm going to stay up all morning long with checking the Twitter deck to make sure the President of the United States has not tweeted out, and he has. Okay, so in the last 22 minutes, you can go ahead and take that information down. In the last 22 minutes, the President of the United States, the Democrats are turning down services and security for citizens in favor of services and security for non-citizens. Not good. That was 22 minutes ago from the President of the United States. The Democrats are turning down services and security for citizens in favor of services and security for non-citizens. That's exactly what's happening, folks. President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, 14 minutes ago, Democrats have shut down our government in the interest of their far left base. They don't want to do it, but are powerless. Democrats don't want to do it, but are powerless is what the President of the United States. Now, Chuck Schumer, put this up here. Put Chuck Schumer's picture up there. This is Chucky Schumer, okay? Now, let me explain something or tell you something. Yesterday, on all the morning shows, and this morning, you're hearing, okay, that that Chuck Schumer went into a meeting, and they're saying he's like meeting with Jell-O, okay? You're hearing Chuck Schumer went into a meeting and fully funded, all right, Luis Gartiatis, or whatever his name is, congressman, the head of the Hispanic caucus, he said if we have to fall, now don't believe these lies, folks, if we have to fall on the sword and fund the wall to help these poor dreamers, to do what we have to do, we will. We'll fall on the sword. That's what he said, Luis whatever. And the head of the Hispanic caucus. We'll fall on the sword for the funding. Chuck Schumer says, well, Friday he was in there and he just told the president, okay, I will fully fund your wall. It's a lie. It's a lie. Now, I understand Congressman Doug Collins when he said, well, you can use that example, maybe what he said. But folks, Ronald Reagan in 1986 cut an amnesty deal. Okay, now you know how I feel about Ronald Reagan. He's my hero. Yeah, one of my heroes, Ronald Reagan. He cut an amnesty deal. And in that deal, there was supposed to be border security, all right? Funding for border security. Folks, they vote all the time for funding, but appropriating is a whole different word. Whole different situation is appropriating the funds. And until Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and one of them come out and say, we will appropriate, we will agree to appropriate $20 billion, stop falling for the lie, okay? Stop falling for the lie that stop falling for the lie that they are going to fund it. The other thing I want to talk about is the majority of Republicans, the 51, okay, the nuclear option. All right. Now, what is sad is last night at 10 o'clock, Mitch McConnell made an offer to vote, okay? And Chuck Schumer said, well, we got to sleep on it, and we'll get back to you at noon tomorrow for a vote. The reality is, regardless of our troops, when you keep hearing they're holding our troops hostage, paying our men and women in the military, when you keep hearing that kids will not be able to go to the doctor because the Children's Health Insurance Plan, CHIP, will not be funded. They even went as far as the CDC will not receive the necessary funding, okay, for the flu research that they're doing in the most dangerous flu epidemic of in 12 years or whatever, I forget. So the flu, CDC, kids, okay, military, there's only one truth to what they're doing, and that is the political posturing of how they can come out with a win, okay? How they can come out with a win, not the American people. They can come out with a win. How can the Democrats come out of this looking good, like they made the deal to open the government back up? They want two things done. They want to clearly, which we know different, okay, but they want to clearly pin it on the President of the United States that he is the one that shut the government down, all right? And they want to work it out to where they look like the ones that opened it back up. That is exactly, all right? See, Obama wanted the government shut down. Trump did not. It's very clear. Trump tried to avoid the shutdown, all right? We have told you this over and over. Trump held meetings last week. Dick Durbin knew they were not going to budge. Quit listening. I'm going to tell you this, okay? Let me say this. Put up. I've got a picture of Chris Miller, okay? And I want to say this because I am absolutely disgusted by the double standards that we have. All right. Now, Stephen Miller, I said Chris Miller, that's Stephen Miller, I'm sorry, Stephen Miller, okay? Now, I will tell you something. Now, stay clear with me because I am not being, this is one Jewish young man that they do not like. I tell you what, if there was anybody else in a Democrat administration, a Jewish member of Obama's staff that got treated like Stephen Miller, I bring it up for that reason alone, okay? You do not realize the level of hate that they have for this administration. For that man, Jewish. For President Trump speaking to the Right to Life March, okay, rally. Lindsey Graham blasted President Trump's staff, particularly senior policy advisor Stephen Miller, in an impromptu Sunday afternoon interview in the Senate hallway. Every time we have a proposal, it is only yanked back by staff members, Graham said. As long as Stephen Miller is in charge of negotiating immigration, we're going nowhere. He's been the outlier for years. There's a deal to be had. He added, Miller, a former Sessions staffer who joined the Trump campaign in 2016, has long been a hardliner on immigration. I guess what we should do is, first of all, thank Stephen Miller for being a hardliner on immigration. Thank you. but don't believe what they're saying. There is no deal. They keep bringing things in there. It's not that Trump agrees and pulls it back. They keep bringing it in there. Trump listens to it. They leave. They all get together and say, okay, what can we take out of this? What can't we take out? We didn't get anything. So when Schumer says things like, you know what, meeting with Trump is like meeting with Jello, it's all lies. There is no deal. There's a reason why Trump has General Kelly, okay? There's a reason why Trump has Stephen Miller in there. There's a reason why these people are surrounded by the president. And if this was Obama, the media would be saying how great it is. Look at the people that have surrounded Obama. Look at how wise he is to go and look for counsel and not just take the senator's word that come in, that Obama actually goes back for counsel. That's what they would be saying, you would be hearing. But no, not with President Donald Trump. Okay? Absolutely not. Now, I'm just saying, the 51, let me go back to that, okay? The nuclear option. So 4 Republicans, my understanding, did not vote for the continuation, the spending resolution, all right? So every time you hear on the media, and I don't mean to be come across like I'm trying to teach you anything, but every time you hear on the media, the CR. Well, they want you to know the CR, but they don't want you to know it's a continuing resolution for spending. They don't have a budget. Now, I have a question. There's a couple questions I want to pose this morning. And I want you to pay attention to this in the sound booth because it's very important to be blasted out. Because I want to hear, I want to see if I can get traction on this. Now, John Boehner, Speaker of the House, resigned. I know I'm not going that far back. I'm just going to ask you a question because I need your help with the logic here. John Boehner, Speaker of the House, resigned, okay, or retired. Paul Ryan became Speaker of the House, okay. Republicans at this time, okay, they are in charge of the House of Representatives, right? No, wait, stay with me. The omnibus bill. Now, Republicans came together. They're in charge. They appropriate. Remember the words funding and appropriate. Nothing happens. Because a lot of the teachers, not teachers, I'm so sorry, a lot of school systems, because I really don't say negative things where teachers are concerned. They're teaching the curriculum that's put in place for them, okay? But a lot of students are leaving high school. They should not have to be going to college to understand the executive branch, the judicial branch, okay, the Senate, the Congress, the Senate, and the House. They should not be leaving high school not understanding appropriating, that the actual money is appropriated from the House of Representatives. You can fund all day long, but appropriations is in your House of Representatives. That being said, remember, and I'm going somewhere with this. Remember, Speaker Paul Ryan got the omnibus bill. And I will never forget, it was baked in the cake. The cake was on his desk. I'll never forget those words. When asked, why would you pass this omnibus bill? Okay? Why? It was on his desk when he got there. He didn't ask for a CR. Now, wait a minute. I want to get straight here, okay? He didn't ask for a CR. He didn't say, well, wait a minute, now I'm Speaker and, former Speaker Boehner left this on my desk. I think we should do 4 continuing resolutions to keep the government open while me, as the new Speaker, counsel with all of the other committees in the House to see if we can repair the omnibus bill. No. It was in the cake. They needed to move it along. We heard all the excuses, okay? That's a fact. We heard all the excuses. So they passed this omnibus bill. They gave Barack Obama a get out of, well, right now, he has a get out of jail free card, okay? But they gave Barack Obama, the House of Representatives, Republicans, a get out of office card, no strings attached. Now, President Obama in the last 2 years did not fight the debt ceiling. President Obama in the last 2 years did not fight a continuing resolution and a government shutdown. That was 2013, right? Didn't fight it. Obama got 2 years of clear funding, every single thing he asked for. Everything he asked for got funded for 2 years. There was no argument about raising the debt ceiling, and there was no argument about continuing resolution. And everything was done for Obama by who? A Republican Congress, right? A Republican Congress that basically mirrors the Republican Congress that's there today. So now let's fast forward to now. Why can't we put a budget together? Why are we continuing? We're in charge over at the House. Why can we not say, here is our budget, not a CR? You got to understand, what are we shutting the government down for? What are we passing a continuing resolution for? For DACA? For illegals? We have to cut some deal? We have to cut a deal for illegals in this country? Why don't we have a budget? So continuing resolution is just that. When they pass it, it means that the government can spend the money at the rate they have been spending it until a budget is passed. So this over bloated, exploding government spending continues. Where is that conservative Republican budget in the House that says, here's our budget, we have voted on it, and sent over to the Senate? Now, if you shut the government down because you have passed a conservative budget and it's over to the House and the Senate, and the Senate can't pass it, then okay, we got something else to talk about. But every time I turn around, we're doing a continuing resolution, and nobody can answer us why we don't. And then we'll hear budget process. Well, wait a minute. You're in charge. That's over in the House. So why the House does not have a budget together, a 2-year stopgap spending budget, as they call it, okay, together, passed, because they have the majority, and sent over to the Senate, I don't know. Why a continuing resolution? Why? Send it over. Have it ready. That the government can be shut down over. But for illegals and to allow Democrats to shut it down over DACA, now let's go over to the other side of the aisle, the Senate. Okay? Now you have 4 Republicans that voted against the continuing spending resolution. Now the one thing President Donald Trump has not done, put up the day 3 picture there of shutdown, okay? The one thing President Donald Trump has not done, he has not ordered all the media. Well, Obama didn't have to order the media. They went out there and just did their job whether they were asked or not. But he's not asked all the media to go out and video everything shut down, okay? National parks. He is not exploiting this. The President of the United States is not exploiting the shutdown like Obama did. He weaponized it, as they say. So, Claire McCaskill voted yes. Joe Manchin voted yes. Okay? For continuing resolution. Claire McCaskill voted yes. Joe Manchin voted yes. Heidi Heidenkamp out in North or South Dakota, she voted yes. Red states, Democrats, re-election. They can't go home and look as though they participated in shutting the government down. But keep in mind, Claire McCaskill, Heidi Heidenkamp, and Joe Manchin of West Virginia, and Claire McCaskill from Missouri, they They didn't see a need for tax reform. They didn't see a need for tax reform. It is all politics. Well, tell me something new today. Every bit of it is government shutdown theatrics, okay? They did not see a need for tax reform. But they are scared to death to be a part. Now, so you have a certain amount of Democrats that said yes. You have a certain amount of Republicans that said no. So you got over 50 votes. Well, everybody's yelling nuclear option. Means 50. Okay, you have to have 60. The Senate requires 60. Okay? The Senate requires 60 votes to move this along. So everybody's saying, why didn't Mitch McConnell go nuclear option? Okay, why didn't he? Because, folks, the very minute Mitch McConnell would have went nuclear option on this, and Heidi Heidenkamp and Claire McCaskill, okay, Claire McCaskill, Heidi Heidenkamp, and Joe Manchin would have realized their votes would have actually passed this, that would have been a different story. See, they get in those rooms and make deals. They're up there right now. Don't you know why? Damn it, don't you know why they did not vote last night at 10 o'clock? I can tell you exactly why they did not vote last night at 10 o'clock and they're voting today at noon. They put all right, you're going to say, well, you don't know this for a fact, but I'm going to feel good. They put a picture of every Democrat senator up. And then they start taking the pictures down of the ones that are in contentious primaries or may get a primary challenger or is in a red state. So what they do is they go down and they say, okay, Heidi Heidenkamp, no, she can't vote yes, because she can't vote her reelection. She would be in big trouble. Or this one can't vote this way. They would be in big trouble. Who could take cover? Chris Coons could take cover. Where's he from? Delaware? I mean, you know, it's like this is a state that had Joe Biden for 80 years, okay? Okay, Chris Coons could vote yes to open the government back up and not feel any heat at home. Or the heat he feels at home, he could care less because he's a senator. And by the time he runs again, there will not be an opponent and the Republican probably won't beat him. All right? I'm telling you what they're doing from 10 o'clock last night to this morning is trying to find 10 Democrats, 10 or 8, because if Republicans get 51, they're trying to find 9 Democrats. Okay? The Doug Jones down in Alabama, he voted yes. Why? So he could look good in Alabama that he didn't help participate and shut the government down in a red state. They're trying to find 9 Democrats to vote yes that will not get hurt, that they can run cover for. That being said, why can Democrats always do something Republicans can't? Democrats were able to get together 60 votes when they passed Obamacare. Their votes. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. I'm going to take a brief break. We're going to come back. We're going to stay in this just a minute, the shutdown. We're going to keep an eye on the president's Twitter feed. And I want to tell you something. No, wait a minute. I want to tell you something that last week, I guess I don't like to phrase it, I told you so. But last week we talked about the tax reform. And I said, pay attention, because if you get more money, remember we talked about Ken out in Coraopolis, Pennsylvania, got $2,200 more. If you get more money throughout the year, your paycheck, the state and local governments know you have more money. It's like robbing you. It's like they know, okay? These are thieves without a gun. I'm your host, BKP. Let's take a brief break.